to Streams of Income. Hosted by best-selling author and entrepreneur, Dr. David Powers, where we discuss streams of income, passive income, residual income, and even why there are dinosaurs and zombies in this intro. Fasten your seatbelts and get ready to dive in.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Streams of Income podcast. And today we are here with Spencer Mitchell. I've known Spencer from another membership group that we're in together, and he's also in several different streams of income that I am very lightly involved in, and one really cool one that he's going to be my first guest ever to talk about this particular industry, hobby, passion, however you want to call it. And so before we get started, though, I want to let you know that Spencer is he's in a clandestine location and his Wi-Fi is not good.
Sorry,
which I'm happy for. Almost, it's a weird thing, but usually it's my Wi-Fi because I'm rural. I don't have broadband. I'm on like cell phone Wi-Fi because we're off grid a little bit, and it's not necessarily good for the podcast, but it makes me feel better sometimes when other people have civilized Wi-Fi and it doesn't work perfect. And so if he looks choppy on the video, it is not my fault. It's not his either, but I'm just letting you know the Wi-Fi is getting wonky. Everything works perfect until the one time it doesn't. And so Spencer, tell you what, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, like the short bio version, and we'll dig into some questions and stuff.
Yeah, sure. I am professionally, I've been a geologist for a long time. I work in the environmental field, mostly cleaning up old gas stations, dry cleaners, pesticides, all kinds of things. But I've always grown up loving geology and doing it. As a little kid, I would go out into the play yard and pick up fossils off the ground. We're in Florida, so there's a lot of limestone, and I would pick up these old shells and have my pockets full of rocks when I got home. But I've always loved rocks, and I went to FSU, graduated there, got my geology degree, got my master's there, and found my wife there. And we have 4 kids, 2 of which have flown the nest, and 2 high schoolers, which keep me very busy.
That is pretty cool.
The other side.
So the gas station. So if I buy an old property or something, like an old factory, because that's a dream of mine, is to buy an old factory and turn it into a weird house, you'd be the kind of guy I would call to come clean it up and all that.
Yes. So what we do is an initial assessment. We go in and we look at old records. I enjoy looking at old aerial photographs, and we'll see what used to be there. And sometimes you can see, oh, no, it wasn't documented, but someone had an old tank in the back of their farm. You can see that tank on that old photograph. And so we'll go out there and poke some holes, take some soil and water tests, and see if anything actually leaked. And if it's an old gas station, it probably did leak. So we'll go in, test it, and then assess it. And once we do our assessment, we'll clean it up. Sometimes we dig it. Sometimes we feed the bacteria that then eat the petroleum, or we treat it with different chemicals that'll encapsulate the dangerous stuff and just lock it in so it stays in place. We'll treat the water, do pump and treat systems. There's all kinds of ways to clean up different environmental sites.
That's pretty neat.
It's fun. I enjoy.
Yeah, I'm imagining so many income from this kind of stuff. I mean, I assume you work for somebody else, but I mean, yeah, there's so many streams here you can come up with for this stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of different parts to it. And some people focus on just the assessment or just what's called phase 1s or phase 2s. And then some people just do remediation. I've done the whole gambit throughout the years. Right now, we're doing mostly the assessment and cleanup. We do a lot of cleanup for companies that do the assessments.
That's pretty neat. I bought an old farm here in South Carolina, and I've looked at some older tax photos, like the GIS photos, And the dude had tractor trailers all over the place here, and we found buried oil drums and all kinds of stuff. So I guess that's kind of exactly what you're talking, but on a much bigger scale.
Yeah, exactly. Well, sometimes it is small. You can get those small issues that end up making a big mess. Yes, it's we've done sites that have been acres of cleanup and sites that have been, we go in there with a 50-gallon drum and shovels and dig it up. But it runs the gambit. It's the
Yeah.
investigation part, the figuring it out, the detective work of going in and looking like, okay, where was it exactly? The soil's telling me, or the groundwater flow is going this way, so we want to put some wells over here. That's the fun part to me, the tracking it down, the investigation part of my job. That's fun.
Yeah. That's man, that brings to mind a lot of the like the lawyer movies I've seen. Like there was one with John Travolta where they're doing groundwater and like the investigation part. It's like a big
Yes.
forensic puzzle, and that sounds pretty neat.
Yeah, that's fun. Those movies are interesting. Of course, like every other movie and geology movie I watch, I'm like, oh, they would never do that. That's
You know,
not
one of my
real.
favorite geology movies is The Core. How
Oh
odd
yeah,
is
that's
that
a
one?
that's fun. I have to watch those movies. This is just for entertainment. It's like watching a space movie. Just take it for what it is.
You could do a YouTube channel or something if you wanted to, like analyzing movies like that from a geologist perspective. Because I've seen Navy SEALs do that, and they monetize their YouTubes, and all they do is they'll sit and they'll pull up a clip of a war movie, and they'll say, "Yeah, look at that gear, or look at those tactics, or there's no
That's
way
a
we'd do that."
that's a fun idea. I like that. That would be an entertaining, especially if I had another geologist with me to go back and forth.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Have you ever seen Mystery Science Theater when it used to come on?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like them. They're fun.
There you go, man. Two geologists and a robot, and you guys could.
Yeah, I would watch that. I don't know if
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
else would, but I'd watch it.
Oh man, it's weird. Like hyper niches like that. It's crazy how people will really get into it because it's not really geology, but it is digging. But me and my kids, we'll watch TikTok videos sometimes of the guys that pump septic tanks, and it is really, really gross. But the guys are so funny. I mean, some of the stuff they use to describe what they're doing.
Oh, that's funny. I haven't watched that. But I do watch other shows like Oak Island, Mystery of Oak Island, or Curse of Oak Island,
Oh,
which it's
yeah.
all digging and treasure hunting, which is my other hobby, treasure hunting, um, which is what eBay is. It's just treasure hunting. But it's just that on a big scale with big drill rigs and equipment that I would love to use in my daily life.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you mentioned Florida. Whereabouts in Florida? Because I've been down there cavern diving, and I mean those limestone caverns and everything are amazing. I've never found any mastodon teeth or anything really cool like that, but it's really neat what is in Central Florida as far as the geology.
Oh yeah, I live in Tallahassee, which is
Okay.
the North Panhandle. It's we have a bunch of springs around us too. You just have to travel it around. I've done a little bit of diving, but that not much. It's dangerous, especially cave diving.
Yeah.
But there you can definitely find some cool fossils down South Florida on the Boneyard area
Yeah.
along
So
Tampa,
so I kind of
Ocala area.
interrupted you to talk geology. You told me before you've been in eBay and also Amazon for quite a while as well, as far as income streams.
Yeah, I've done eBay since, well, I started in May of 2001, but that was just tinkering with a little bit here and there. Occasionally I'd find something and sell it. But I really got started when my pastor's wife is known as the queen of eBay here, and she's been doing it for years. If anyone knows anything about eBay, she does. And she knew that I liked jewelry as part of being a geologist. I love gems. I love metal and working with metal. I used to design my own jewelry when I was in college, made my own wedding bands and lost them.
Oh,
Um, But she brought me this bag of a jewelry that she bought for $5. It was just a random collection of stuff that was all mixed together and tangled. And she said, "Hey, can you look at this and see if there's anything worth anything?" So I took it apart, took everything out, laid it all out, and got together. And I remember the time I found the 14 karat white gold Chanel diamond pendant. And when
Wow.
I shined that UV light and all those diamonds sparkled up, it was like, okay, I'm in. Where can I find more of this? I've got to go every Saturday and find me some jewelry. So
Yeah.
I was hooked after I did that. So ever since then, I've go make it a regular part of my business is to go out and find things. I I also do a lot of commission work for people that have jewelry, maybe a relative died or something, and they have a big box of jewelry and they don't know what to do with it. I'll sort through it and say, hey, this is what it's worth. If you want me to, I will take it and sell it for you. I'll list it and give you half the profit. We'll split the profits. Um,
Yeah.
and sometimes they do, sometimes they won't, and they will just take it home and they can do whatever with it. But I like doing that for people, and I do. I have several people that I work commission with, not just jewelry, but also books and sometimes random things that people have, collectibles that it's nice getting inventory that way. So I don't have to hunt them
Yeah.
down. People just bring me inventory.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. So, as far as eBay goes, you've kind of specialized in jewelry, but you got pulled into doing other stuff just because you know the system real well.
Yeah, exactly. Books too. I started doing a lot of books, and that's actually how I got into Amazon. I back in when was it 2018? I started selling books on Amazon. That was back when it was profitable to sell books, and
Yeah.
people still use books in college. Being in a college town, our Tallahassee has three different colleges: FSU, FAMU, and TCC, which is a really big community college.
Yeah.
And there's always books available at garage sales, thrift stores. So you could find these really expensive college books that I could, buy for a few dollars and sell for a couple $100 sometimes. So that was really profitable until the past year or two when so much now kids are just doing online stuff or their books they're buying, they're renting. They don't they don't really buy them. They just rent them and turn them back in. So the system has
Okay.
changed. So books aren't as profitable as they used to be.
Yeah, and I found on Amazon too. I've sold a lot of books over the years, not really as a business, but just a side hustle. And every now, it seems like now when I list books, it's the publisher. Like my account, I can't sell books from that publisher, and Amazon's
Yeah,
just
that
kind of
happens a
locked it
lot.
out.
It,
Yeah,
and I found that I'll go through and list books, and they'll even change. Like I'll have been ungated at one point, but today I'm not. So they changed the restrictions. But usually I can reapply and get ungated. So I do that a lot, and I can sell most books. But what I don't, I just sell on eBay.
yeah.
What I can't.
Okay. So let's
So
see, man. We've gone the gamut of income streams so far. Are you into anything else that, or hey, passive income engines? We're both in that group. What have you had success with? Because we both know that some of the. Have you been in Pi since the old DeFi days when we all lost money? Or
yes, that's when I started a couple years ago, back when it was just Travis and Ryan Rieger. You know Ryan.
yeah,
Um, he's the one that actually convinced me to get into Pi. And once I joined, it was still the what was that original one? Bitcoin miner. It was just the miner that you went in, you got 1% a day, and
oh,
kept investing in that. And there were several other crypto stuff I got into that I got burned on all of it, but it was definitely a learning experience. And it was fun. Like crypto is really I see how people join it because it's really fun.
yeah,
And there's a lot of potential issues potential profits in there. It was just I usually pick the wrong horse for most of my
Yeah.
most
I
crypto
used to,
ventures.
there were some good horses, but I always seemed to pick them too late, like right before they shut down.
Oh yeah, yeah, I would do that too.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, and I was in a lot of those. You were in before me, but man, I made some money for a while, and then it seemed like all that stuff went like crazy Wild West. But this past week though, my Bitcoin, I'm still holding some coins, and after the election was finally over, that stuff seemed to jump up crazy.
yeah, I have Bitcoin too. I invested back when it was, and it, I made some good money in Bitcoin. No, good money. I've done well in Bitcoin too. I only got a little bit, but it's really gone up since I bought it. I had a few other coins too. Some Dogecoin. I wish I had kept that before
Yeah, that
this
almost
recent
doubled this
jump.
week.
I know I missed out on it. I sold it all. But I've done okay on that more so than the crypto different investments. The other thing that has done well for me is the farming. Who's the guy in Pi that does farming? I always forget his name.
Chris Loveless.
Yes, Loveless. He does a great job.
Yeah,
And that has actually made some money because it's a long-term, little incremental bits of making money. It's not a big cash out. You're not making huge percentages, but
yeah.
it's consistent and he spreads out the risk. And I've been pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I almost kind of look at that as like the mutual funds of the crypto world. It's
Yes, exactly.
slow but safe.
It's definitely safer. It's so far it's been I haven't lost everything.
Yeah, yep. And crazy thing you mentioned Ryan and Chris. Chris was on I think 3 podcasts ago. I had him on here, but me and Ryan are real good friends, and this is actually his old podcast that I took over.
Yeah, when
This
you
is like
said
season
that,
2.
I used to listen to his streams of income podcast a lot, and then it disappeared from my phone. I guess when it switched over, the podcast user I was using didn't keep it.
Yeah, yeah. So this is like season 2. I took everything over, and he started Unleashed, another podcast.
I saw it. I just started listening to his Unleashed podcast.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a lot like his old streams of income, but he seems a little more free. Like some of his guests are a little wilder and a little more fun and everything. They're unleashed.
That's right. They're Unleashed.
Yep. All right, so let's
So
see. What else are you into for money? Streams of income.
so I was going to say I got into Amazon replans after doing books for a while. I got laid off from my job after it being 8 years. I just got a phone call and said, "Hey, we're shutting down your computer. Have a good life.
Wow.
We'll need you to turn that computer in next week." So I said, "Okay, well, I guess I'm going to go deep into Amazon now." So
That
while
is
I
a
was looking
highly
for that,
technical job, though, to get. I mean, I can understand people from fast food and stuff getting fired easy, but you a highly educated, highly skilled job. That seems crazy to get laid off.
yeah, it's just part of the industry. Unfortunately, there's a lot of large companies that eat up and buy off the small companies. And
Uh,
I've been laid off twice, and that's what happened
wow.
both times. They come in, they buy up the small company, and then they're required to keep people for a year. And then after that year, they say, bye bye, we got what we wanted, which is normally the client list of
Yeah.
their
Wow.
original business. So that's what happened to me. And then while I was looking for other jobs, I got into Amazon replans and went and encouraged some other people to do it too, and got really involved with Jim's Silent podcast, the Silent Sales Machine podcast.
Yeah. I want to get
Listen to
him on here
that.
one day.
Yeah, he's really good. Um, Learned a lot from him and really ramped up replan. Started going to grocery stores, and even ordered some stuff online. Opened up some wholesale accounts. Started doing that, and I shipped a lot. I made a little bit, and it just became for me. And while I was part time and I had a lot of extra time, I was doing pretty well. But then I found another job and got back to a 40-hour plus regular geology job. And then the amount of time I was spending on Amazon just didn't make the cut. Like there's so many
Yeah.
expenses, there's so many little programs and stuff you have to make it profitable. It was really hard to maintain a good profit doing the replens model just part-time or very part-time, which is what all I had to give with kids and life and my 40-hour a week job. So I've been scaling back all the replan stuff, and I still sell books occasionally, but it's really mostly eBay, and it's mostly eBay right now. Just a little bit of
Yeah.
Amazon.
Okay. Yeah, I had a when I was in paramedic school, one of my instructors, he was a paramedic, but it was pretty cool. He was also had a doctorate in geology, and
Oh.
it's like he went to school for it, and then like the excitement of being a paramedic. But when he retired from that, he opened up a like a custom jewelry service, and I thought that was pretty cool. So, do you have any plans for that kind of a thing when you retire?
I That would be fun. I would really enjoy that. And I've played with the idea of going hard into jewelry making or doing a jewelry shop or something like that. I have a really good friend who owns a jewelry shop in Sarasota, but he was like, "You've got a good job. You don't need another job until you get to the point you want to do it for fun." So I'm not there yet, but maybe one day. I
Yeah.
also like coins. I
Oh,
didn't mention that. So I like investing in coins and sorting through old coins. And I actually just helped broker a deal with a man that I met at a doctor's office who was talking to his wife about selling coins. And I was like, "Hey, you've got some silver. I would love to look at it and see if I can buy it from you."
yeah.
Um, but he ended up having $60,000 worth of silver, which was
Wow.
well above my uh, above my cap. So
Yeah, that's over the garage sale limit.
yeah, it's over the garage sale money. So what I did was I helped him. I went through his stuff and sorted out and gave him a rough estimate of how much he should look to get for it. And then I helped him find somebody that could give him a good price for his coins. And he did. He ended up getting a good price for it. And as a part of that deal, thanking me for helping him, he gave me some of his miscellaneous old coins. So
Oh,
I
nice.
got something out of it, and he got a great deal for what he was selling his coins for.
Yeah,
And then I got some old coins for my collection too. So it all
yeah.
worked out.
That's
I
pretty
would
cool.
love to broker more deals like that.
Yeah. You sound a lot like me. Like it, hard to pass up a thrift store or a garage sale or a pawn shop or something without going in to see what treasures might be in there.
Oh yeah, it's all about the hunt.
See, that's what I miss about. As a kid, I collected baseball cards and comics, and I miss the hunt because now with comics, baseball cards, if I want one, all I got to do is pop on eBay, and it's just you just got to have the money. In
Yeah,
the old days, man, there was always the hopes of going to a garage sale and finding that one card that you'd been missing.
yeah. I've bought some baseball cards at garage sales and gone through it. It's a grind to find anything worth trying to sell unless you get that system where you're okay with selling cards for $1 or two, and you can get that system down where you can do it efficiently. It's it's a hard thing to get into. Like when you're
Yeah,
doing eBay, you got to focus. Everybody has their specialty, and once you get that niche, you can scan a garage sale really quick and say, okay, they don't have what I'm looking for. I'm moving to the next one. It's a numbers game. If you're lingering and wondering and looking at everything, you're not going to hit the number of garage sales you need to hit. So
yeah,
sorry. So you got to be work fast and get done what you need to get done. So you focus.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, before I forget, are there any of these side hustles and stuff we've talked about where you want me to send people to, like your eBay store or anything like that?
Um, no, that's fine. I do have an eBay store, but yeah, I don't even. Oh yeah, it's Forgotten Coast Treasures is the name of
Forgotten
my
Coast
store.
Treasures. All right, I'll look it up and grab that link because I'm guessing that's a pretty long link. the way eBay is. Forgotten Coast Treasures. Okay. Yeah. So that way, if people want to grab some coins or something from you, they can look you up.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by everything you're into because it's weird because I interview a lot of people that don't have W-2 jobs. But what I find most interesting sometimes are the W-2 jobs, but what you do for fun that makes a little bit of money, but it's just so much fun you can't quit doing it.
Yeah, it is that. I enjoy it. It is fun. Like I enjoy the hunt. I enjoy looking. Even enjoy helping people with their jewelry, or they bring me stuff in. I like, oh, let's look through this. And even if I'm not selling it for them, I enjoy the treasure that I can provide to them. It's like, did you know this is worth this? Bet you didn't realize that this was an old World War II medal from that your uncle gave you, and that it recognizes this. And little stuff like that you can provide a story to something that someone was just, it was just stuff or just junk, and you can add that story to the thing to make it valuable.
Yeah.
I enjoy that part.
Yeah, and that's a lot of the value sometimes is the story behind it.
Yeah, even more, and I've told people that too about jewelry. You don't sell your. It's not just worth the gold; it's worth the story. The story is more important than the thing itself, or what the resale value is oftentimes, and make that what it's make that the thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I'll tell you what, is there anything I've that you need to tell everybody that I've forgotten to ask or didn't know to ask? Like anything interesting or unique I just didn't know about?
I think we've gone through most of it.
What's the coolest thing you found digging, whether it was at work or just out fossil hunting?
Oh, I was swimming in a springs in Florida, and I pulled up a rock, and it just looked like a plain rock. Because I'm a geologist, I knew it was unique. And when I took it, and I could tell it might have a hole in it, so I actually broke it, and inside it was a beautiful geode. It was like an agatized fossil.
Yeah, wow.
That was really cool. It was just unexpected because I had never found anything there. It's one of the places you wouldn't normally look for it, but it just happened to be this beautiful geode in the springs as I was swimming around diving. It was just cool.
Yeah, yeah, the kind of thing somebody else would have picked up and just thrown.
Oh yeah, exactly. You would never know. Look on the outside.
Yeah. So anybody listening to this though, if you think about going down to Florida and swimming in the springs, just so you know, if you go down to Florida, the best way to check to see if there's alligators in the water is if you find water and it's wet, there are alligators.
Yeah, that's right. They don't bother you. It's fine. You get used to them.
They don't like the human taste. They like other stuff better.
That's right. Unless you got a dog.
I mean, I've seen plenty of gators and snakes down there when I've been swimming and stuff, and never been bothered. Everything usually just runs away.
Yeah, moccasins will chase you, but other than that, you're usually pretty safe.
Yeah. All right, so I'll tell you what, one last question before we close out. What I'd like to ask everybody is, if money's not an issue, if you could pick one stream of income that you did the rest of your life, that you think you could enjoy the rest of your life, no problems, what would that dream stream of income be?
Yeah, I've often thought about this, and I have a hard time deciding. I would have like a jewelry store / chocolate shop where I can eat dark chocolate and make it, and at the same time come over here and sell jewelry and help people figure out what they've got. So
that
would
sounds
be
pretty cool. Yeah. So some good coffee to go with the chocolate, and people just come and hang out and talk jewelry and stuff.
Yes. Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. That sounds pretty cool. And I've never seen one of those. So, I mean, there's a niche for that. You might be the first one.
It's a niche.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Spencer, thanks for joining us. And I hope you enjoy and stay safe on your next dig. And I'll put everything in the show notes too, the eBay link and all that kind of stuff. And I hope everybody found some interest in this, because when the second you told me you were a geologist, I thought I've got to get you on here because you're going to tell me stuff and expose people to streams of income that they probably would never think of.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It was fun talking to you, Dave.
Yeah. All right. Well, you have a good day and enjoy. I mean, it's Florida in the fall, so it's probably what, 80 degrees outside already?
It's hot and humid, and I'm
Yeah.
sweating inside. So yes, it's hot.
So normal Florida weather.
Yes, normal Florida weather.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, you take care. Hey guys, this little extra segment is very visual. So if you are listening to this by audio, this is one where you might want to go back, watch the YouTube version of this podcast, speed to the end if you want to see this part. I'm going to explain it best I can though, so the rest of you can catch it. But I just got through filming a video set for a Texas-based reproductive health clinic. Another one of the ED ads I do. I'm 50 years old, biker-looking guy, and so I'm the right demographic that these ED places are looking for. So I do a ton of ED ads. So erectile dysfunction, if you didn't know what that meant. And so if you ever see any of those online, um, just know that it's a paid ad. I'm fine in that department. Got 5 kids. I am fine with all that. But the thing about this ad set I just finished doing, it was about 10 shots, and they wanted a different outfit for every shot. It was all above the waist, though. I was actually using the green screen. And so I just changed shirts for every shot. So, which meant I had my clothing box out. I do so many UGC videos that I have several, well, half a dozen prop boxes. And so I have different props that I use, and I keep a lot of the products that they send me for UGC ads because I get a ton of return clients. And so they send me the product. I don't want them having to pay to send me another product. And so I usually don't get rid of that stuff unless it breaks or, they go out of business or, whatever. I usually keep all the products they send me. I've got boxes and boxes of kitchen knives, massagers, supplements, different things like that. And so while I had the clothing box out, I thought I would go through it. It's been a while since I've done one of my UGC dumps. I don't think I've ever done one on the podcast. I'm not sure. Quite a few YouTube videos, though, where I've done a big UGC box dump. This time it's my clothing dump. And so I figured I'd let you see what all I got. So I referenced the green screen. My wife actually bought this at a bin store where they sell overstock Amazon stuff. I think it's like $8 or so. And so I actually fastened that behind me with these clips onto the wall back there where my curtains and everything are. So here's my blazer. I only own one blazer, sport coat, whatever you want to call it. This one's pretty versatile, so I can use it for anything. And so some of the shots I had to look a little bit official. And so here is one of the shirts. It's a dark brown. This one was from Maui. Let's see. You can't really see that on camera, but this is actually, I did a UGC video for these guys. It's a Hawaii-based t-shirt clothing company for big guys. And so they sent me some shirts. I love plain shirts with no logos because that way when I'm doing UGC videos for my clients, there's no logos showing. They don't have to blur it out, that kind of thing. And so a brown shirt there. This is actually my day shirt. That's me riding the bear. So this is actually my daily shirt. So this black one that I'm taking off right now is another one I did some videos for a client for. And so I was wearing that solid black one. And so let's get dressed back in the day wear. All right. Now, see, I was wearing a fleece coat for one of the shots. Here's one that stays in my UGC box. It's just a plain white t-shirt. I had one client that requested I do some plain white stuff. And the thing is, I didn't have a plain white shirt because I never wear plain white stuff. Because I get into sports and activities and venturing things with the kids, you'll very seldom see me wearing light colored anything. Mostly because I get hurt a lot and will bleed on it. It's pure and simple. And so this one is only in the UGC box. He needed that for some shots, so he actually paid for that. Bought that so I would keep it on hand for his videos. What else is in here? Let's see. The shop strap. A recent client I did some videos for called Shop Strap. And so look them up if you want to find out what that is. A little blurb for them, I guess. So that's a shop strap. I'm keeping this because they're a pretty new company. I'm pretty sure they're going to come back to me for more videos. Here's a funny one. So I had a car insurance ad recently where I had to wear a black wig. And I had to do so many shots with the black wig on. I'd actually borrowed my daughter's Wednesday costume wig. Wednesday, the show on Netflix, from the Addams Family. And so I didn't want to tear up her wig. And so I ordered this one. And so anytime they want me to wear a wig for a shot, and always comedic, nothing weird, just comedic stuff like, Mrs. Doubtfire type stuff, I wear the red wig. All right. And this box is jam-packed full of what I call fat guy shirts. I've got one client that I'm actually in talks right now to be an exclusive deal with, where the men's body shaping clothing. And so tank tops, t-shirts, and basically these are undershirts that help control the man boobs, the gut, all that kind of stuff. I've done so many ads for them, and they're fun because I like pooch out my belly real big and everything. Then I suck it in like it always looks. And so these are fun. I've got a whole box full of their stuff because I've done, I don't know, maybe 20 ads for them, 20 different ad sets. So tons of stuff from them. I've got a blue Marine Corps shirt in the box because I have one gun holster manufacturer that sometimes wants me to wear a military shirt. And also sometimes I shoot here in the office in front of the patriotic stuff that's always behind me during the podcast. And so let's see. Wow. The rest of this box is nothing but body shaping shirts in different sizes, colors. I've got gray, white, black, tank tops, t-shirts, unopened packages so I can do unboxings for them. And so that's pretty cool. So that's the clothing box dump. Hope you enjoyed that. Just a little look into what I do with the UGC videos. By the way, if you want to get into this, it's a stream of income that started out as nothing but a side hustle for me. I used to do $5 shower videos. From the waist up, people would pay me $5 to say happy birthday to their mom, that kind of thing, while I'm in the shower with soap and the beard and everything. And that progressed to where a huge chunk of my income is now UGC videos. And so now I've got all these prop boxes. I got this one. I've got another one over there that's got big items in it, like a barbecue and a lunchbox, like a plug-in lunchbox. I've got 2 boxes full of gun holsters. And then over there in the storage room that we call the bomb shelter, I've got a box of supplements. I've got another box full of tech, meaning hearing aids, mostly hearing aids, and plug-in devices, different kinds of tech. And so it's a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, I mentioned the kitchen knives. I've got, I don't know, maybe about 30 different kitchen knives from a manufacturer that I did a whole series of videos for last year. So very cool. If you ever want to get into this, like I said, hit me up. I did a seminar on this too that I can send you. Matter of fact, I'll put it in the show notes. A link to the seminar that I did teaching you how to get into UGC videos. Neat thing is you can make really good money, but I also make, if you considered all the products that I get to keep that I wouldn't have bought otherwise or couldn't afford, that kind of thing, you actually get a lot of products that you get to keep as well. So it's a fun way to, side hustle or additional stream of income. Highly recommend it. All right. Hope you all